Hey guys, Dylan Looksbaggin here, and welcome back to another UCC, also known as Unknown Comic Character. In this video, we're going to be looking at Penance. Now, this isn't going to be looking at his old persona, which was Speedball. This is only going to be looking at the new persona of Penance. If you want to look at another Speedball video, just say down in the comments, and I'll say a little bit about him so you can get up to speed with who he is. So, with that said, let's get into this. At the beginning of the Civil War storyline, the New Warriors attempt to apprehend a group of supervillains in Stamford, Connecticut. For their television reality show, Nitro, one of the criminals, creates an explosive blast that kills 612 civilians, including 60 children, as well as the New Warriors with the expectation of Robbie Baldwin. This event triggers the push for superhero registration at the heart of Civil War. Baldwin is presumed dead after the incident, but he is found alive after the blast launches him over 500 miles, 800 kilometers. His kinetic field kept him alive, but it burned out as a result. After awakening from a coma, Baldwin is arrested by S.H.I.E.L.D. and placed in federal prison. Furthermore, his own mother disowns him. After he discovers his powers are still functional, Baldwin is taken to the new penitentiary called Negative Zone Prison Alpha. Reed Richards, the facility's creator, offers Baldwin the chance to testify before Congress. However, on the Capitol steps, Baldwin is shot by an assailant and taken away in an ambulance. Baldwin recovers from the wound, yet bullet fragments remain inoperably lodged near his spine, and Richards determines that Baldwin's powers are evolving. Baldwin thwarts an escape from the prison and says he will comply with the Superhuman Registration Act. Overcome by guilt and driven insane by his treatment, Baldwin orders a new suit of armor that features 612 internal spikes, the number of Nitro's victims from Stamford, to trigger his powers. Baldwin then re-Christians himself Penance and is assigned to the Thunderbolts. The Penance revamp of the character is satirized in Deadpool/Great Lakes Avengers Summer Fun Spectacular, in which Squirrel Girl, who has a crush on Speedball and her first kiss, confronts Robbie after learning of his transformation into Penance. Robbie tells Squirrel Girl that he became Penance not out of guilt, to become deep, and to escape his comedy character background. Furthermore, he reveals that he has created a similar costume for his cat pet, Niles, who he has renamed P-Cat the Penny-Tended Puss, while banging his head against the wall. After the events of Civil War, Robbie Baldwin joins Norman Osborn's new government-sponsored Thunderbolts team, which mostly comprises supervillains who are being forced to reform. On one of the team's first missions, Osborn sends Bullseye and Penance to deal with a vigilante named Americop. Bullseye forces Baldwin to use his powers to cripple the vigilante. After finding out that Osborn gave the order to Bullseye to do this, Baldwin destroys an expensive, one-of-a-kind eavesdropping device of Osborn's, while reminding his boss that unlike many of the Thunderbolts under Osborn's leadership, he has no fail-safe nanites in him that force his compliance. During the team's mission to capture the Steel Spider, Penance suffers a mental breakdown and slams his head into a brick wall while remarking that he is not good enough. Found by teammate Radioactive Man, Penance is eventually brought back to the Thunderbolts Mountain, where he brutally assaults one of the prisoners after taunting Baldwin for his role in the Stamford tragedy. Osborn comes close to killing Baldwin, but the team's field leader, Moonstone, persuades that Baldwin could be manipulated and exploited as a Hulk-level enforcer for Osborn's schemes. However, because of Baldwin's increasing signs of instability, Doc Samson arrives at Thunderbolt's HQ to give him additional psychiatric assistance, preempting Moonstone's plans to be Baldwin's therapist and exploit his fragile mental state to her own ends. Samson helps Penance focus his powers back to their original state, which he uses to defeat Moonstone in combat, when, under the influence of a group of renegade telepaths, Moonstone tries to kill Samson. The Thunderbolts fight Baldwin's former New Warriors teammate and best friend, Nova, after having recently returned to Earth. After the fight, Baldwin confronts Nova at his home and urges to register with the initiative. Seeing Baldwin in this state prompts Nova to return to space. Ultimately, Baldwin goes AWOL from the Thunderbolts and leads them on a series of wild goose chases as Baldwin, with Wolverine's help, makes his way to Latveria to bring Nitro and make a stand trial for that act of mass murder. During this adventure, Baldwin steals the ill-forgotten fortune of Mendel Strom, Norman's former employee and rival. After stealing information Osborn obtained on Strom illegally via Osborn's position with the Thunderbolts, he confronts Dr. Doom as part of his quest. Doom eventually concedes the fight and relinquishes Nitro after realizing that defeating Baldwin would force the tap into various secret nuclear power plants, potentially revealing their existence to the outside world. After secretly donating Strom's fortune to charity for the rebuilding of Stanford, Baldwin arranges for a new Penance suit with the same appearance, albeit fewer spikes than the previous one, built after locking Nitro in the previous one. Nitro is imprisoned, but Robbie remains in the suit and returns to the Thunderbolts. During the Secret Invasion, the Thunderbolts are sent to protect Washington from the Skrulls. Shortly after, Moonstone drugs Penance and proclaims that, in the capacity as a psychiatrist, he is going to have to be permanently committed to the nearest corrupt maximum security hospital found. And that is the fact file of Penance. Hope you guys did like this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.